Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to my Nullscape B-side submission. So I remixed Paradox Trip. As you can see, this song is pitched up by 1/7. So yeah. I decided to remix that for my B-side submission. I think I've just said that, but yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. So, to start off, this might be a bit messy because there are so many different variations of melodies, so I might get some stuff wrong. So, yeah. But anyways, so to start, we have this, we have Piano 3 from Xenology. So yeah, you kind of get the gist of that, I guess. That's just the main melody. Then we have this bass I made in Serum. So yeah, we got this nice little Synology EP, I believe it is. Yes. Kind of goes like that. Then we have BBC Symphony Orchestra playing, just accompanying the bass, just a little bit. Just open that real quick. Yeah. And then over here we have yet another BBC Symphony Orchestra. We just have a violin, I believe. Yes, just playing along with the bass line at a higher octave. Then we have this sort of like a layer to the violin, but it's just offset. Just that. And then here we have this little these like strings here, just playing the chords. And then obviously you gotta have the amen break. I have tried to recreate it from the original song as much as possible. And then I've just added in a kick. So I changed it to literally everything in the song. Here we have a little texture thing. Straight out of Absinthe, but I had to consolidate it because it sounded horrible in Absinthe and I didn't know how to control it. That way it was just easier because it went on for like years. So I just added some extra effects to it, like reverb and stuff. Here we have just a little Serum thing. Custom waveform. Very weird shape. And here we've got a violin just playing along with this, and then it goes into its own little melody here. And then it just repeats that for the next section. Then we also have the just a reverse cymbal and the little drum fill. It's like very half-time, and this is what it sounds like. I'm playing the wrong part. Whoops. one thing I forgot to point out is that here the bass line changes, and same with the original song, does this instead. As you can see, I've done that to everything else, just so yeah, okay. Also, one more thing as well. I copy and pasted the main melody from the piano, and loaded up another Synology, where I got a EP in there, and I made it. I just basically stacked it with the sevenths. That's about it. Then we get over to here to what I like to call the synthwave section, even though in the original it isn't really synthwave. I mean, it is kind of, but I thought it might be cool to try and make it more synthwavy. So I have this serum ARP, I mean, no, not ARP, but synth bass. Let me just have a sub as well playing along with that. And then we also have the drums here. Very reverb snare. We've got a little ride sound here as well. These drums are all from Splice. These are just one shots that I found. So yeah. After that, we just got the same EP playing this along with the bass line. Same with this pad here. The little lead thing just playing along as well. Same with the violin. Over here, to finalize this, added a little ARP where it has an automation with the stereo separation. You can't really hear it in the song, I just thought it might be cool to add. Just sounds weird. No. Okay, the next part is not really too much different to the first part. However, I did notice in the original song there was kind of like a pulsing sound, like sort of pad. So I decided to try and recreate that, where I consolidated every single one of these, and then just put it into a filter, a log filter, and it just automates that, so it just sounds like that. Very subtle in the background, you can still hear it. It would sound different if it wasn't there. Obviously you've got to have the bass again, same pad, the aim and break. I did also add the ARP here, although it does not have the stereo separation. Okay, next we have a melody here. I used Synology Polysynth 7 for this. Now I did make this melody originally, just like normal, but I did add the chords just to try and, because I just kept forgetting what the chords were, so I was just using it as a base to try and figure out what I was doing. And here we also have a little top line melody, just doing this. This I use Surge XT. Once it loads. Great. Okay, so my FL just crashed. That's great. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, we're back. So sorry for that. Right. where was I? Okay, I was here trying to open the VST, Subject C. Here we go. So I just used experiment from Subject C. Just a default preset, nothing added. Just playing this. Very nice. Now we have the exact same stuff. Obviously, I bring in the piano here. However, I did change up the aim and break melody because I noticed in the original song it gets one chopped up. So I decided, you know what? I'll add some shaper blocks to my aim and break. Which is what I did. I just dubbed it. I know I'm lazy. Anyways, so that just repeats pretty much for a little bit. I bring in this top line melody again, and then we go back to the synthwave part once again, where I added in the variation, or a variation to the piano melody. So yeah, and then because it's in the original song, so I thought I might as well just add that as well. And then here we have yet another variation of the piano melody. So that's pretty cool. Right, what do we have here? So we go back into the regular part here, and then now this isn't the regular part. What am I on about? Okay, so now we have the transition to the B-side. Not the B-side. Wait, the collapse part. So I added this guitar here. Obviously it does not sound like this normally. If I take off the effects, it just sounds like this. Oh wait, no, that's pretty weird. But I add a guitar rig onto it. It just plays this melody. Yeah, pretty cool. And then we have it again over here. Right, now we can move on to the collapse theme. So what I have here is the same bass sound, although I did add a guitar into it, and I did forget to separate the patterns, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, just and then we have this little ARP here, made with literally just one square wave. Never mind. Yeah. So that's pretty nice. We have a new pad, and this time it's from Absinthe. Ashes is the preset name. That's pretty cool. Then yet again the same EP here. Playing those chords, this pad again. The aim and break, that stayed the same, and we have some new drums here. Completely different drums actually. I have committed a crime, and I have stacked 2 drum loops on top of one another, and also adding my own. But you know, we move. We got this little drum loop there. Yeah, and then we just have these 2 rides. I didn't do anything to the bottom one or the top one apart from just raising and lowering the volume a slight bit, so yes, it sounds very weird. And then we just have some new drums here, and together without the drum loops they sound like this. Yeah, pretty weird. Anyways, then we have the same guitar pattern. We also have the piano melody coming in again, which is not in the original song, but I decided to add it there because why not? It sounded cool. Okay, here we then switch it up a bit. Obviously the bass line switches up. It gets a bit more calmer in the original, so I decided to do that. This drum loop here is completely new. And then we have the same pad, just playing at a different octave and a different bass line. Standard stuff. And then what I did here in this part is I also added the same guitar from earlier, although there's something different about the reverb kicks in. There's more reverb, so it just sounds like this in the background. Thought I might add that. The synth arp also, the arpeggiator also just comes back in here, although it fades in with a filter, because I thought it might be a nice way to introduce the drums yet again. And then, boom. Does this again. This part is not as full as this part, obviously it has less elements in it. Obviously you got the chords, and there's this little bass line change as well. It sounds like this normally. I think that sounded pretty cool in the original, so I added that. Okay, not much else to say here. I think we're pretty much done. This is a completely new sound. I made this in Serum. It's kind of like a pad that just goes wow. Not really. Yeah. Just does that. And I think we're about done. The only other thing, I have this little impact sound for the outro, some more automations with like reverb and stuff. Sounds pretty cool. And then a little percussion loop from Splice, the go-to website. This pad also comes back in, and it's playing alongside the other one that was previously, and the outro sounds like this. So yeah, we're pretty much done here. The entire song is here. I'm just gonna scroll down to show you that I'm not playing anything down here because that's cheating. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with mine. I hope I do well, and I hope you guys like the sound of mine. Yeah. I'm just gonna play it a little bit and then cut the video.